Time for quiet. And with that, we should be live. We're going to first thing check to make sure everybody's got sound this week and that no programs are shutting off my sound. So let's have everybody give a hello to the people that are going to be watching us on video or live.
Hey folks.
Hello.
Hello.
It
Hi.
looks like we have sound. I do see it registering this week. So if anybody's out there and notes that we are having sound problems again, please let us know. We're trying to get
Bang on the door.
over the, yeah, exactly. Let us know. Last week,
Scream.
Last week, the team decided to go to Kresk, a town to the west of Valaki, and when they arrived there, they first determined that the wine shipment had indeed made it, that Epotus had sent the new Dawnwatch group, the soldiers from Valaki, with a wagon to make sure that they got the shipment. And while there, the Burgermeister told them quite a sad tale of he and his wife losing all three of their children to disease. The story would have ended there, except that apparently the abbot up at St. Markovia Abbey actually managed to resurrect the oldest of the three and had miraculously restored him to life. But shortly thereafter, the boy had run off into the woods, and the pair were very distraught with it. I note, Riz, that you don't have any video this week. Is that going to remain?
Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm getting started.
Okie doke. We will set it up then when you get your video on. We are missing one of our members this week. Mike, also known as Vlad, is out of town this week.
Ooh.
Was hoping that he would be able to get on voice, but the situation is such that he can't even do that from where he is. So we will have to do without our cleric this week. Means that you better not get yourself too badly hurt, because we've only got a few heals.
It's all right.
You mean I'll just be able to? I'll do the same thing I've done in the past. I just save everyone's life. Got it.
It's all right. We don't have to worry about him screwing our sneaking and whatnot by using his his thaumaturgy.
Everyone's just throwing dirt now.
Oh, I will.
That thaumaturgy man, freaking murderer.
I see that Victor has adopted a cat, so I will get the cat on screen here so everybody can see the wonderful orange marmalade cat that
Aw.
Victor has decided to bring along on the journey to Kresk.
It's his
He's
druid
been
form.
here from the start.
That's true. But I'm gonna say that's his cat form for druid form. He's just keeping the prompt close.
Okay, so as you come up the hill, you note that, and why do I only have 5 tokens? Who's missing on there? Victor is. Okay, who's Victor missing?
Dun dun dun.
I will also warn everybody that Roll20 seems to be running really slow tonight. When I try to pull anything up, it takes quite a while for it to come up. Okay, there we go. Now we have a Victor on the screen so that we've got all 6 of you. Vlad is a figment of our imagination tonight, but we'll see what happens with it. You had to switch back up. The Abbey lies about 700 feet above the city of Kresk. It is up on a hill, and you have to climb quite a ways. And then the hill continues on behind the Abbey, up to about maybe 1,000 feet behind it. But you've had to climb clear up to 700 feet, and there's definitely snow on the ground. You are feeling the altitude and the climb. It is a little bit hard on you because you're noticing the air is a little thin as you're getting up here. You're up in altitude. But the building, although once proud, is showing some signs of its age. It is obviously a very ancient building, and although the cathedral and the Abbey grounds were once very dramatic pieces of the landscape, they're now starting to crumble just a bit. There is a large bell tower that stands up out of what you assume to be the cathedral, because the actual roof of the cathedral has normal tiles on it, but the tiles are very golden in nature, and they actually seem to reflect a little bit of the pale light from the darkened sky in a way that seems almost abnormal. There is a glow that seems to almost come from within the tiles themselves. But it's like the tiles appear to be made out of gold or something. There's just a hazy golden glow on the roof of it. And standing up out of this is the large bell tower that houses the bell that you were probably hearing when you were down in the village itself. Does anybody have anything that they're doing as they are climbing up the switchback?
Alex is going to be complaining about the thin air and hard climb and how that always seems to be the case when it comes to Abbeys up in the sky.
And I'll make fun of him because he's weak and small, not half-orc like me who's used to this kind of climate.
I'm sorry, I enjoy playing.
I'm just going to find one of those straps on Durok's back and grab onto them, just let him drag me up the stairs, be like, look, I'm small and squishy, just carry me.
I don't even notice this. I don't even notice this. She's not large enough for me to really notice, I guess.
I think Victor is just a sinister-looking goat at the moment.
Oh, God.
Just not even bothering with the path, just kind of jumping up teeny tiny rocks.
Welcome to the Abbey, and you may sow your suspicious goat in the stables if you wish.
It's mine. His name's Billy. Leave him alone.
I look over the monarch and I'm pointing up at the Abbey because like you said there's like golden tiles or whatever on the roof that we could see.
Yes, the tiles, although they look like normal slate tiles, seem to be golden color.
Yeah, I look over the monarch. I'm like, is that normal for a church? Don't church normally not have shiny, extravagant?
Fancy stuff.
Uh,
Just go with fancy
yeah.
stuff,
Just gonna
hun.
let him have
There
it.
we
Come
go.
on, let him go for it.
Extravagant. You were close. Extravagance. And
There
yes,
we go.
and it's not a. No, it was a good effort. Don't get me wrong. It's a
I
little
learned it
unusual,
from
but
you.
marvelous. He'll say like he's going over like various notes as he's talking. He will perk up at that. They're like marvelous. Make a gentleman out of you yet. Now, as the matter of the abbey, well, it depends on the city, but some are given to grandeur, sort of sign of hope. Especially golden in this area where there's barely any sunlight. It could be a reference to the Dawn Lord. It is a bit odd. I doubt it's actually gold. That would be worthless as a building material.
I just think it's a really big difference between this and then I point down to the village down below that obviously doesn't look like anything extravagant out there.
Yeah. Do I need to make any rolls as unusual for churches?
You can give me a history or religion check.
Hey, question. Did we ever find out who this guy is, this abbey is built for, or person worshipping? Like, do we even know which deity it's related to?
There were
Not directly, no.
There were several mentions of the Dawn Lord, the Morning Lord, in the village when you were talking to the Burgermeister. He did not specifically say the abbey was dedicated to him, but obviously the people in the town seemed to follow him, and the religion check that you gave kind of failed when you were looking at the statue by the pond, but it was a shining looking man with his arms outstretched towards the east.
Roll the 21 on that check, by the way.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong one. There we go. I was up too far. Yes, you would know that this is highly ostentatious for churches, although it is not uncommon for churches dedicated to the Morning Lord to have things that reflect light or give an image or impression of the rising sun.
He'll relay this. So it is rather ostentatious compared to the rest of the place, but I highly doubt it's some expensive material. Give me a moment, actually. See, my own symbol from my own temple. Yeah, highly reflective, but worthless material. It's merely to give the illusion of bright, as if the sun itself is trapped within the top roof and glowing to show people hope. It's an ostentatious thing, but meant to give hope to the people, especially in a land as bleak as this.
You lost Derek on that word.
I'm gonna poke Durak and just be like, he just means it's fancy for a symbol, like an image to give off the image of being built with the sun inside.
Oh, okay.
Gotta tone down just the words just a tiny bit, my friend.
Hey, he's learning fast enough.
Derek is still learning, so.
Oh no, but go slow. You don't want, you don't run before you walk.
You go back to
Why would you not run if you can run?
The implication is that you can't.
But Derek can run.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Don't worry.
See, when I teach him words, he doesn't say anything. He just learns. He's like mumbles to himself, like as he's sketching out the sword, like hilt, and just like.
Anyways.
Anyway, but yes, we probably should take that bit. I doubt there'll be much wealth inside. I'd be surprised in this place.
All right.
I'm sure the Count has stripped everything else of value.
As you approach the gate, there is a closed iron gate, although it doesn't look like there's any latch, lock, or chains on it. But there's iron gates, decorative iron gates, between the two guardhouse types of things that you approach as you come up. You don't see any signs of anyone in the immediate vicinity where you are by the gate. There is an orchard and various farm areas around. As you come up to the gate, you notice there's some evidence of farming behind the abbey and an orchard climbing up the hill behind it and so forth. And give me a perception roll to see if you notice anything about the building or grounds other than that.
Perception.
God, I need to get these trained.
Alex is too far back.
Alex is a little out of breath and totally distracted.
Oh, perception?
Yeah, you just don't like this thin mountain air.
Yeah, it's just not good to fight in something like this.
At least
The
you're a
goat.
little better than Alex.
The goat reaches an epiphany.
And cannot speak.
Yeah,
That's Edgar Allan Poe right there.
uh,
I know I have mouth, but I cannot scream.
Victor notes as you all crowd up towards the gate and kind of observe to see what's going on, that the building itself appears to be in two parts. There is a wall in between the two building areas. One of the buildings to the south has rows and rows of windows and things on it, like it gives the appearance of being kind of like a hospital or something like this, a lot of windows. And the front building nearest the gate clearly appears to be the cathedral or church area itself. It's got a decorative window over a door and various things that indicate that it's rather. The wall between the two buildings apparently has some kind of walkway or parapet on it, because you can see some armed figures standing just behind the immediate wall and over the gate as you come up.
Do we know that they're like people or if they're just statues?
You can't tell from this distance. You can see a little bit of gleam of armor. It looks like they are armored.
Okay.
Victor bleats and headbutts Sylvia's horse gently to get Sylvia's attention.
Ah, God, what does he want?
He jerks his head in the general direction of the wall and the armed guards on it, very intentionally to try and get her to notice.
As you
What,
come,
Timmy? Did
and as he comes all the way up to the gate, if he's right in front of it, is Victor right in front of the gate? Because there is a bit of a wall there.
No, he's hanging towards the back with his donkey.
Okay.
So he's at the back of the group with
Move
Sylvia.
yourselves up on this map when you are approaching the gate so that I know where in general you are and what you can see, because there's some line of sight issues.
I don't know if anyone else would take point. I probably would be the first one up.
I think since we're not really fighting anyone just yet, so I would assume that we would need someone to speak.
Yeah. I should just push Sylvia up at the front.
I don't know, dude. Either you or me. 'Cause I think you could be very persuasive for a scholar.
Yeah, I mean, this is a religious thing. You'd probably be better suited with your
I
background.
know the etiquette, but I don't have any good charisma skill-wise. I've got let's have a look. I'm a halfling, so I did actually get some extra charisma, but I'm only got charisma 11, so I've got no pluses, no minuses. I'm kind of
Yeah.
Why don't we just have the both of you go up there?
Yeah, might as well just
Alright,
go.
well,
Honestly.
Take
I
cues
could try the
when-
religious. Yeah,
I
I can try the
will
religious
take-
introduction.
Yeah. Sorry, it's all good. I will try we'll take note that the goat is trying to point out the statuary guard looking things going around. Do I need to roll?
Roll what?
No, I was just wondering if there's anything I need to roll to scout a bit more about what Victor is trying to point out to me in his little bit form.
Unless you speak goat, no, there's not much. It just obviously he's trying to point out that there's some indication of something to note inside, which gives everybody that is listening to him advantage on the perception rolls. The first one to the gate without a perception roll would very quickly note there is a graveyard just inside the fence with a lot of gravestones. They circle around and to the back kind of the church area, the church portion of the buildings. But it doesn't seem to be anything unusual about them. It's just a normal churchyard with gravestones in it that is not uncommon.
As Alex is nearing the gate, Victor will kind of like run up, kind of along the side, and he'll headbutt Alex's horse, and then like tap the ground and jerk his head at the gate.
Not sure what you mean there, Mr. Bodie. As far as I take it, I'm just walking up front. I'm gonna let someone else take the lead on this one.
As I said, the gate
Yeah.
does not appear to be locked in any way. It just is swung, the two gates are swung to.
So there actually is a door in front of us.
There
Yeah,
is a
but it's
gate.
open.
Yeah, it's not. It's a wrought iron
Oh, sorry.
gate.
A gate door.
Yeah, it's a wrought iron gate. You can see through the gate very easily. It's not blocking much vision. It's a little too narrow for a full-sized human to crawl through, although probably Monarch could if he wanted to. The bars are spaced maybe 1.5 feet apart at most. No, more like a foot apart. But he could squeeze through. I don't think the rest of you could. Possibly Sylvia, but that would be it. She'd have to do some roll.
I'll hop off my horse and approach the gate then. Guess we'll move the horse right there and like what, right here, or is it a little further in?
Yeah, that's close enough. Just along where the wall is.
Okay. And I put my hand on the gate to see if it'll push or if there's any kind of budging at all. Like, I guess.
How much are you moving at? An inch or a foot?
I'm just seeing if it's loose. I'm not pushing to see,
You're just
like,
wiggling it very
yeah,
slightly.
sure.
It wiggles
Check if it's locked.
quite easily. You don't have any trouble wiggling it. You do detect the very slightest little kind of rusted feel to it, and a slight little sound as it moves back and forth, just a typical iron sort of sound.
I feel it pushes or pulls.
It swings both ways.
Victor
Oh, okay. I'll push open.
decides that his goat form is doing more harm than good at this point. So he kind of leans against the wall to break line of sight and returns to his normal form. He kind of leans on Alex's horse and says in a quiet voice, "As a reminder, I may need an invitation."
Oh, yes, right. We haven't talked about that for a long time. When was the last time we actually went into a building?
One that we forced our way into or didn't force our way into? I mean,
Yeah,
kind of
specifically someone's home.
I can't. Is a weird thing. Is out of character knowledge. A place of worship is open to all. However, possibly hallowed ground is the bigger
Yeah.
issue, I'd say. Like,
So Victor isn't sure where the barrier is, but he doesn't want to be seen like running into it and getting repelled.
was it? Hey, don't worry, I'm just neutral. I'm just neutral.
Picture him running up, hitting it like a trampoline and going boing.
So, okay.
I have an idea on how we can handle this. Alex is gonna walk up to the gate. Can I see anybody inside?
No, you don't see anything but these people on the thing. Now, Dirac has already pushed the gate open. Is anybody doing anything before I go on about that?
Probably gonna start dismounting the
actually-
horse and
Lead them along, yeah.
Alex is.
I would be holding the reins of my horse, pushing open with the other hand.
The gate makes
Alex is going to.
Victor is gonna kind of direct his donkey to just kind of chill out here.
The gate makes a very loud, rusted squawk sound as you swing it. As you swing them open, Duroc. It's very rusted and very loud. It announces your presence, and very quickly.
I thought it was very funny. Sorry.
Very quickly after that, two figures come out of these two guard towers. The openings are obviously inside the gardens, and these two people come out of the towers are some of the strangest people you have ever seen. Neither of them are full size. They're like somewhere between full human sized and monarch size. They are very short, in the range of 4 feet or a little more, and they are, by your standards, rather hideous looking people. They immediately come to the gate, and they both are carrying some very old, beat-up looking weapons, and they're deformed and twisted individuals. The one on the right here on the screen he is about, you'd say, 4 feet 7, something in that range. The left side of his body is covered with scales, like lizard scales. And the right side has gray tufts of wolf fur on it. So it's got a feeling like there's a line down the middle of the nose, and the whole left side is scales, and the whole right side is fur, gray fur. And just a little bit of line in between the two sections of it, and in between the tufts of the wolf fur, you can see some rather sickly looking human skin, very pale. One of his eyes is that of a feline, very long, almond shaped, slanted looking eye, very cat-like, with the diamond slit eye of a cat. And the other one, and her fingers and hands on that side of that eye resemble more like a cat's paws than they do humans. But she does have, it's a she, I realize, she does have opposable thumbs. So she is able to grab, even though it's a cat paw. And she's wearing a gray cloak with a black fur trim.
So how many of us? Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just double checking. How many of us are this? So all of us who are by the gate can see this.
Yes, anybody that's back behind around wouldn't see this, but anyone in line of the gate would clearly see these two people coming out. And she growls very gruffly, and she says, "Are you here to make fun of me too? I won't be judged, you know." The other one looks at her and whacks his hand against her chest, like, shut up. He's a little taller, and he looks, the best you can say, he's kind of squat and odd-shaped looking. He looks kind of like a beardless dwarf, but he's got patches of what looks like horse or donkey fur or flesh covering part of his face and body. He has one human ear and one wolf ear, a protruding wolf snout, and fangs, like a wolf, that stick out around his things. His arms and hands are human. His legs look like a lion's legs. And he has a donkey's tail that is swishing behind him.
I respond to the girls then, and do I look like one that should be judging others by their looks, and I'm pointing up to like how I look.
Glistening, like hard abs.
The male with the donkey fur who whacked her in the chest, he goes, I'm the one who should talk here. I'm the smart one. You shut up. You don't judge me. Stop.
Was she talking to me or to the person?
They're arguing between each other.
Oh, they're arguing.
You ugly,
they're talking to
shut
you.
up. You're not smart like me. What you people want
I'm
here?
gonna hop up.
Hold yourselves. I'm
And
trying
he
to
does.
talk to.
He does.
No.
For the first time ever, Durok rolls
Now,
his eyes.
For the first time, I now understand all your guys' pain. It seems that the both of you are very smart. You would know that then you should know that I do not judge by appearances, but by the strength of your arms. And by the looks of you two, you both are very strong.
The male makes flexing motions and he nods. Yes, you know, you're right. I like him. And the cat woman goes, I don't like him. I think he's gonna make fun of me.
Again, I should not be making fun of anyone's appearances. Have you seen how I look?
Everybody makes fun of me. I don't know. I don't know if we should let him in. Why should we let him in? Oh, you shut up. Me strong and smart. We let them in. Why are you making trouble? I don't know. I don't like him.
Perhaps I should make fun of her. Would that satisfy her?
No, don't. It'll just make things worse. Please don't.
I give you a look now, Victor. No.
I'm going
Are
to.
you sure? I can be creative.
Out of character. This is why I mentioned about needing to spay your druids. This kind of stuff happens.
I got my spade
I'm going
right
to.
here.
I'm gonna take a second to hide behind my horse since it seems that they're more focused on Durok and themselves. I'm going to make sure hood is pulled up on cloak. I think didn't I find some sort of like animalish type mask at some point from one of the cultists? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I don't know whether
Do I sense a disguise roll coming?
There weren't any masks. No, they if there were any masks, and I don't recall any, they would have just been very plain masks.
Yeah, no, it was just something enough along the lines of like it was I guess kind of like a ballroom type, like here's a mask that kind of looks like an animal face and just slap.
Do you have minor illusion?
Yeah, I do.
You're less than 5 feet. Your head. You could go to town on the design.
Yeah, but I'm just getting like the base on it, and then probably minor illusion to make it all look like not that I'm one of them, but that I'm something similar to them.
Afflicted. Let's use the term afflicted.
Yeah, so just for the sake of minor illusion information.
Very good. Are you going to approach the gate and attempt to look at them?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold back while Durok does this and look for basically just look for an opening. But I'm getting it ready.
So far, Duro's handled it pretty well. He's actually done pretty well. He's not had to react. Out of all of us, he's the only one who wouldn't knee-jerk, I feel.
Yeah.
Trust me, if it was actually like humans or elves, I probably would. These people, I kind of, like, I know they're not orcs, but I kind of view them as like sort of my people because I'm used to being like looked at weird and whatnot because of me being
outsiders.
Outsiders. They're So I'm gonna look at the girl, and I'll tell her, I know how it is like to feel judged based on your look. I am abnormally big, and very hard to look at that I have recognized now. I will never judge you based on your appearance.
That's good, because I won't let you in if you do.
I will not. I'm only here to come in with my friends, and I'm pointing out that I have a few others with me, to come see your holy man.
Oh, the big boy. You're coming to see the big boy. Oh, hey, Otto. They want to see the abbot. Let's let him in to see the abbot. Yeah. And he just glares at her and goes, I'm the one who's in charge. I'll say when they can come in. Hey, you want to come in?
Yes, we would like to come in.
All right, you're okay. I let you in. Come on. And he waves he has a spear, but the spear is kind of bent a bit, and the tip of it isn't in real good shape, but he kind of waves with it like he's very dramatically pointing it forward, leading the charge or whatever. Okay, you can come in.
And it is all right for my friends to come in as well to see this holy man.
I can come in if they don't judge me.
I will make sure that they will not judge you.
This is good.
They will have to deal with Derrock.
This is good. I will make them go out if they judge me. So I don't like to be judged.
I will make them go out if they judge you.
I'm gonna quietly or just do message to Monarch and go, I'm judging so hard.
Do you say that?
No, I'm doing message
Okay.
to the only person who
Okay.
hears is him.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I will uphold my word. If I hear anyone judging them, I will throw them out.
It's a joke, dude.
Yeah, but everyone knows that one person in the office like that. That's the thing.
Right, right.
Because now
Yeah.
you've said it. I want to
Then
say.
he said, I'm gonna judge. I'm judging
And
so hard.
I also say this because they have given Victor the approval to come in.
Yep.
We just don't know if it's still safe because we don't know if this is holy ground or not.
Or even if that.
But he does have the permission.
Yeah, I've gone into some churches and such. I seem to be okay with that, at least.
As long as they're not sanctified or whatever, or holy ground.
Yeah. It's just about this guy's up. It's just we're just a bit cautious because this guy's up a level.
Oh, are the horses big enough or small enough to fit through? Or
Oh yeah.
I would leave them outside. I wouldn't leave
Okay.
them.
well, yeah, no, I just realized that it's kind of.
You could leave them in the churchyard or outside tied to a tree, whichever you want.
Oh no, I'm excuse me. No, I'm taking the horse in.
Yeah, inside the
So-
walls is always safer.
I don't know. There's a bunch of graves.
Well, we tie them up to the right-hand side with a peg. I assume we all we have adventurers gear. I assume we all have metal pegs we can just hammer in to keep them in a relative area. They're
We'll
well
use
trained
Alex. We'll use Alex's spear.
Yes,
I'm
clearly.
kidding.
Yeah, there looks like something over by the orchard. There's a building right there we could probably use. I don't know what's inside it though.
Oh, we can just ask at the gate. Let's bring him with us. We'll ask at the gate. Might as well.
Yeah. So I
This
guess
is a
while I'm waiting
civilized
for
town.
so while I'm waiting for you guys to come in, I'll ask them: is there a place that we could put our horses?
Just keep them away from the pretty church. Put them in the back.
Put them in the back. We will.
So is Vlad actually with us, or is?
Technically, he's with you, but we won't be doing anything with him. He's just.
Or we
there
all
for
is what
I
I was
thought he was
saying.
gonna stay.
Hinted-looking squirrel.
I'll be right back.
I thought he would have been with Kresk.
I just have this
Well,
image of like sinister
it's
coach,
just
then it's
for
a sinister like
positioning.
bird, then it's sinister squirrel.
For positioning.
Oh, for
when he
positioning.
comes
Got it.
back next week, I'll just keep on going because I don't know if he'll be done this week, so I'll be able to say.
Okay,
just where
no
you
worries.
are.
Okay.
So should we just move in and walk down to the back? Because we're passing the gate on the way there. So Sylvia, you're up.
As you
I'm
step
not-
in and go through the graveyard, you notice that there are a lot of stunted pine trees growing out of a very rocky earth in this area. Apparently these graves are just practically hand-picked into rock. There's
Wow.
the windows of the church structure have leaded glass that look like probably they once housed some beautiful murals, stained glass murals, but a lot of the panes look like they've been broken out and replaced with plain glass, and so the murals don't seem to really look like much anymore. Over time, it's kind of deteriorated. The ground definitely drops away very sharply over the wall. The wall's only about, say, 5 feet high at this point. The building itself, the building proper, has a very tall wall that protects it, but the lower wall around the graveyard and so forth, you can see that there's quite a drop off, pretty much a cliff, as you get towards the back of the building area. So the view is breathtaking, but the drop is dangerous.
I would like to. I don't know. There's part of me that kind of wants to look around and see if I notice anything really out of sorts, or
What the roll?
yeah.
You mean besides the guards?
Besides the guard, yeah. Besides the the island of Dr. Moreau. Besides those guys, if there's anything else that seems out of place, I mean, we're passing by a graveyard. Is there possibly a stone that I can notice, like with a name?
All the stones appear to have names on them as you look at it. You can't read them from this distance, but they all look like they've been engraved with names on them.
I'm not going to make that bad choice yet. Okay, I'm going to follow after Duroc, but don't make eye contact with the two of them because I've got the hood pulled down pretty well.
All right, so you are proceeding back to the back. As
Yeah.
you pass the double gate into the courtyard enclosure, you may roll another perception roll.
And also a quick question: how are people able to move the horse and token at the same time?
Drag a box over them like you would if you're highlighting stuff.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Makes it easier than trying to move them both separately.
It's all good.
Also, I'll wait until you finish this, but I would like to do a medicine check as I pass on the guards, because I'm probably used to seeing people with afflictions in abbeys, because they're often like isolated colonies for like outbreaks of stuff.
Very good.
Probably the closest
What
thing
I
to what
will
people
do is I
doctors.
will give you advantage on your perception roll, so you have a 15. Anyone, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't.
I didn't. I didn't roll because I didn't catch it because I had to jump away for a second.
That's okay.
Ah.
Go ahead and roll a perception roll, Jason.
Really lost my character sheet.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah,
entering into the main building, so it's just a perception roll to see what you notice as we were going further in.
I'm too busy watching people, making sure that they're not going to offend the two guards.
As you pass the main gate into the enclosure, those of you who rolled above a 13 begin to notice that the guards on top of the parapet are standing very still with their arms stuck straight out.
Straight out is like Hail Hitler straight out, or
To the
Like-
side.
Hey, some bro.
I'm just trying to get an idea of like, are they like forward and up, or are they like out? You said out to the side, so that's what I was just kind of like trying to get a visual on. Sorry, it's
Just
bad
stuck
reference,
out.
but
Just stuck out almost like a
Fully angled
scarecrow straight out to the side.
T-
Mm.
Well, anyone who's played Gmod is probably just thinking of T-posing.
I was actually thinking
T-pose.
default character model.
Yeah.
Be careful, their animations may be broken. They could do anything and we couldn't tell.
God.
Victor notices one other thing. He sees that for some reason their armor appears to be stuffed with straw underneath it.
The fake.
Victor points this out to the group.
Alex,
Right
had
next
a
to the guards?
gut feeling about it.
Not right next to them, but kind of subtly, like they have straw under their armor.
Okay.
Shit. It's gonna happen. Alright, because it's the mouth that won't shut up. She's gonna look back. Are the two gate guards following us, or are they like staying back where they were?
No, they watch you as you go, but they've stepped back in front of their houses.
I suppose. Okay.
I think this guy's desperately trying to keep up appearances. I don't think he has that much power or strength in the Abbey. He's trying to keep this thing together, I think. This is out of character, of course. I don't see what you guys saw.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna slightly lean towards Monarch and go, why do I have a feeling that the nut house runs the hospital?
It's unusual, I'll grant you, but abbeys are usually full of the afflicted. I myself had an assistant who had no arms. Avid reader, but lost his arms in a milling incident. It's common, they have nowhere else to go, and in a place like this, where would you send them? I'm surprised they don't just turf them out into the wild.
Oh, I'll let you continue.
It's okay. Can I? I'm not sure what sort of check I would need to do to see if I could recall reading anything from a book or stories from my travels about anything of this nature.
Specifically related to the people, to what?
Related to the gate guards.
And the type of people they are, or what? I just don't know exactly.
Yeah. Just basically if I can recall anything like hearing like, oh, some warlock down like in this area over here was experimenting by making like half mutant, half animal people type deals. Like just trying to see if I can recall hearing anything about people or people afflicted like that.
I have a theory about that.
Give me a history roll.
Edward!
Shut up! You shush your mouth!
In your travels and in your readings, it is maybe not everyday occurrences, but it is not terribly uncommon that regions or cities may have a hospital or sanitarium in which they house their deformed children, their deformed people, and separate them from the rest of the community. This is about the only thing that you come up with. Obviously, these deformities are bizarre, but you have heard of people being born with some of the strangest deformities in the world. Two sets of legs or any number of things. And so this is not something that you exactly haven't heard of, although these people seem perhaps a little more bizarre than anything you've heard of in the past.
I'm gonna lean over towards Monarch and go, I've got a bad feeling. The bad juju vibes are kicking into high gear, and I am not comfortable at all. I mean, you're right. There are people who are afflicted with stuff, but there's afflicted, and then there's this.
There are extreme cases, yes. I understand your misgivings, but I'm willing to give them a chance. We can only see what happens, and I don't exactly believe us to be ill-prepared.
Yeah,
Can I make a medical roll, by the way?
Yes,
basically, whether or not I can tell this is... Because I am actually a man of medicine.
And everyone make sure you have your tokens where you're standing so I can continue to know what you are seeing, because, as I said, line of sight plays into part on this. Although you can see the whole map, technically there's line of sight issues because the church building is quite tall. It's
critical success.
2 stories. Now,
okay, so I'm assuming.
You're trying to determine the cause of their affliction?
Any sort of medical knowledge of the affliction, and if I can tell immediately if it's biological or magical in origin. Must have pored over tomes and tomes of medical journals over my years, and considering the medieval perchance for like keeping specimens in bottles, strange things like that. And the Abbey must have been full of this kind of strange things.
You can tell, like Lynn could, that this is beyond the normal abnormalities.
Yeah.
If there can be a normal
it is beyond that.
abnormalities. But what its origin is, you're not entirely sure. These people seem, the two that you've met, seem completely comfortable in who they are, in the sense they don't act, they kind of walk like the Hunchback of Notre Dame to a certain extent, but they don't seem to consider themselves, outside of her comments about people judging her, she seemed to be completely comfortable in her form, as if she were born that way. She doesn't act like a creature that is horribly corrupted or kowtowed, a little stupid perhaps, but you know that incidences, you've seen corpses and things of people who were born with fur on a portion of their body, or grew hair too long, or something like this. And so you've seen a lot of these deformities. The problem is you've never seen so many deformities on single individuals.
All right. My character will, as I said, let's say, calm yourself. I can understand your misgivings. They are unusual in their virility. I've seen conditions like this before, but never in such intensity. Though there is something to be said, they show no shame or self-loathing. I did never seen a person so confident. Back in the Abbey, I've seen people with similar conditions not even look a man in the eye out of fear of being struck down as some foul thing. I believe this Abbey is a sanctuary. These people have been given a chance. If there is something overly sinister, I believe, well, I most likely blame the Count by all accounts, but the fact is, there must be some source of it. That's the unusual aspect, I will admit. There must be some source to cause such rampant change. It borderlines neither magic or biological, I'm not sure which.
Victor mumbles.
Let us just go to the stables, station our horses, and meet this abbot. If what... wait, have you mentioned to us yet, Victor? Our character, this is. Have you mentioned about the straw men yet?
Yeah, he did.
No. He'll say, and we'll go forth and see what this man of Oz has to say.
Victor mumbles to no one in particular. Perhaps I should pretend to be a werewolf.
There'll be no need to. We are expected as guests. A little faith in humanity. There are still some of it left here, striking out, trying to survive. Come.
I turned back towards the guards, because then I recognize I didn't actually catch their names. By the way, my name is Duroc. What are your names?
The male speaks up first, and he says, "I'm Otto. I'm Otto, and this is my sister Siegfried. We're both Bellevues."
They're both what?
Bellevues. I'm Otto Bellevue, and she's Siegfried Bellevue.
How do you spell the female's name?
Zygfrek.
Bellevue.
In character, I'm imploring everyone to have a bit of faith here. Out of character, I know what you mean, Lynn. I'm getting slight Pinocchio vibes right now.
No, you have no idea. My radar for Oach is going through the roof right now, especially now. All the theories are culminating in my brain.
Yeah. Celia, I think I know what happened here. I'm not
going
gonna
into the kids. Is that what you're feeling?
Yeah, that's my thought.
But as my character said, little faith.
The bard senses are tingling. Curiosity, did we hear that last name before?
No, you've never heard any
Bellevue.
reference to that, but you haven't really asked around about anything
Okay.
related to it where it might have been mentioned.
I couldn't remember what the Burgermeister's last name from this town was, so that's what I was
No,
asking.
it was something else.
You're thinking, why the kids come?
Okay.
So then, I salute them. It was good to see you, Otto and Siegfried. Which building is your holy man in? And I I realize that there's more than one building here.
I don't think he has the front door open because he's not done for services, but you can probably go in through the big gates.
Is that the big building then towards the south of us?
The church is this building, and he points to the close one. But you can go in through the courtyard gates and get to both buildings from in there. I think it's probably about feeding time in the other building, but it gets noisy down there. I don't like it when it's feeding time. And the other one goes, "Ow, do we have to stand out here and wait for the food to be brought? I don't want to stand out here." "Oh, shut up. They bring food later."
Okay, thank you. And I hurry along again.
I'm gonna hurry the horse a little bit just to go park it.
Yep. So I pretty much just make a beeline straight to what I'm assuming was the stable. It's right next to the orchard.
That's a kind of a garden house intending, but there are like horse posts and things along the edge of the building under the windows and so forth there. There are places to do it.
Like which, down here or
Yeah,
like
right
here?
along that building, yes. No, the first one.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Boop. Put horse here. Boop. Be there.
As you put the horses up against the building, you notice that the windows are high. It doesn't appear to be a two-story building, but the windows are not low enough that you can see into them, or anybody inside probably could see out very well. And you do notice that the windows are open with bars on them. And there is, give me, if you are going up, those of you who are against the building, and I don't see Alex or Victor yet, but those of you who are up against the building, give me another perception roll related to the long building.
Yeah, I was keeping pace with the group. I just was kind of not fighting it.
Damn,
Used to
Victor.
theater of the mind
Damn,
kind of
Victor,
stuff.
you had to one-up me, didn't you?
I got funny vision.
You go bird form and look in the window and it's like...
Oh, damn.
Everybody but Duroc, as they park their horses, I have pictures of you parking cars.
Victor's eyes look more yellow than usual for a second.
As you park the horses,
Goat.
tie up the horses, you notice that there is a scent coming out of these high windows, and it's a rather obnoxious scent. It's just like, I don't know, like old stuff that hasn't been cleaned up.
I'm gonna pat Duroc on the arm and be like, I need a lift, boost me. And then points at the window.
How high are the windows?
She probably could reach the windows on your shoulders, yes. They would be...
Well, I mean, like, could I
8
reach them?
feet
I'm
up.
7 foot.
No, they're like 8 feet up.
I can't lift myself up and look inside?
Not really. It looks like it's kind of been designed with the purpose of keeping people from climbing up to the windows the way they designed it. But you could easily lift Sylvia up to it.
I'm just more afraid that like something bad's gonna happen. I'd rather it be me taking the hit in the face rather than anyone else, because I'm very meaty.
I can still dodge. I can still try to evade or dodge. So I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Alex is gonna speak up a little bit. We're guests here. Why are we peeping in their window?
Shush, young sir. Shush.
Oh, so
There's-
suspicious.
Alex.
Like,
He does have a point of etiquette.
yeah, like,
Okay.
let's not insult our guests here.
We're-
Maybe things are normal.
Okay, look, that smell is not normal. Let me just take one
Yes.
peek. One
Not a,
peek.
Okay,
And then we can
so,
go be the polite guest that we are. Curiosity has not killed this cat yet. I'm gonna look. Durham, lift me.
Alex is gonna tie up his horse.
I kind of want to do a wisdom check right now after, because now Alex actually convinced me that we probably shouldn't be doing something like this, especially because I'm trying to stay friendly with the guards. So I'm gonna do a wisdom check. If it's higher than 10, I'll do it. If it's lower than 10, I'll pretty much say no. Lower than 10.
God damn you, Victor! Lift me. I'm gonna go to the next person.
We have Tensor's floating disc prepared.
Victor is just going to like try and pick her up and lift her.
You could also just stand on the horse. They're probably large enough.
Advantage. I never get asked to help to lift anyone up. It's like wearing heels.
How tall is
No, Vic,
Sylvia?
She's about 5'4".
Okay, yeah, you'd be able to see in the window on the back of the horse.
If I don't get anyone's help, I'm doing it. I'm just going to climb back up on my horse.
Victor like holds out the shaft of the Gulthias shovel and says, "Here, step."
Oh, like heave you up. Yeah.
I don't need you to throw me at the window. I just need you to let me stand on your shoulders.
Yes, well, get about it then. Don't hurt the fur.
Give me a strength roll, Victor.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, he's able to lift Sylvia up.
Alright, so I'm gonna reach over as I get up there. I'm gonna hold on to the bars for a minute, and I'm gonna peek inside to see if I can see anything. Hello, dark vision.
The rooms are dark. Give me a perception roll. They're not completely dark,
Oh,
but
don't
they
fail.
are pretty dark.
Dice, don't fail me now. Damn it!
Yeah.
Shut up!
You can see some heads moving in the rooms. They seem to just be aimlessly moving around, but give me a constitution roll if you would, please.
Oh, yeah, 'cause that freaking smell. Constitution is regular constitution roll or saving throw?
Saving throw.
Oh god, here we go. Nope.
The smell of unwashed bodies and refuse of very bad kinds knocks you off the horse and you take 3 damage.
Ow.
Oh, Victor.
Yeah, no, Victor was helping me.
Oh yeah, off Victor. It just like you take a big, without realizing, you take a big whiff of the scent from this room, and you just choke and it just for a minute stuns you and you fall off of his shoulders.
Could I try to catch her to lessen the damage?
Do 3 damage. I'm not gonna fucking sweat it.
I will. That's 3 damage we don't need to worry about. Could I?
He can catch it and be all
I'm standing right next to them.
Work.
Give her a help roll, 1d4.
1d4. Alright, so / roll 1d4.
Yeah, that'll be enough to push her over the thing. You are able to defray most of the cost, and she only takes 1 damage.
Victor kind of turns around. He's like, "What was that?"
Oh! Mm. Oh, where's the bush I need to throw up? Oh my god!
I let Sylvia down. They're gonna let her go take care of business.
It seems
It's like
that
you've
this
never
calls.
seen a battlefield.
It seems that this calls for my specialty.
No, don't. No, dude, your sense of smell is probably more sensitive than mine.
So all I have to do is not smell.
Have you ever been in a room full of very, very sweaty individuals who haven't washed in several days, and yet they think it's perfectly normal to live in their own cesspool filth? You know, kind of like going to an anime convention.
Wow. Wow. Just the way you Damn.
Wow.
I used to serve in the militia with Duroc, so yes.
Oh,
Yeah, he's been through a siege. Also, nice shot of Duroc.
Also, he does not need to breathe.
Take that times 10. No, actually, make that times 50. That's nasty up there. Those people need a bath and a shower and, like, several layers of deodorant. Oh! Ooh! Sorry. Let's go see let's go see this guy, because why would he leave unwashed people in the building like this? Holy crap!
That's
Oh,
incredibly
let's go
unsanitary.
talk
that
to our host
smell
and
is
ask him
never
what's
going away.
on.
That's never going away.
I will
Ugh.
We'll
go
dream
forward
of
a bit.
it.
I would go briskly at this point because, as I mentioned, I'm a medical man. It
Oh,
goes against every tenet of medicine.
oh,
Uh,
my nose is still burned.
what's with this gate? Can we see through it?
No,
That's
it's
the
a
one that they said
closed-
we could enter.
It's a closed stone gate, and it looks very almost military in nature, like it's a defensive line for the church where people could congregate for protection if they needed it. So it's a rather heavy, big wooden gate of the type that might be barred from the inside, but from what Otto and Siegfried indicated, you would be able to enter the gate, so you're assuming it's not locked.
All right.
Victor looks up at the strawmen and wonders if they're technically hedge knights.
Alex knocks nicely on the door.
There's
Why are you
Oh.
knocking? And I just push the door open, if I can.
Because we were invited.
They
There's a
said
difference between allowed on the grounds and allowed in the keep. Typically speaking,
They
when you
said-
enter someone's
said-
fort,
to go
They said
through.
we were allowed in, and I'm
yes,
pushing the door.
and if there was
open.
someone sitting on the other side of that, just eating his lunch, and the door suddenly swung open and smacked him in the face, it would feel quite uncomfortable. I'm trying to be... for once,
Alex.
I'm the one trying
Yeah.
to have tact here.
He
Out
should
of
not
character,
be
he
next to
sounds
a
so
door.
speaking from experience. That has been a remarkable guard, like in every movie where the hero like kicks in a door somewhere.
Exactly. I
Yes.
get it. I turn to Alex. I'm like, he should not be eating near the doors to begin with.
See, I
Pushing
agree
open the
with
doors.
I agree with Rock.
Duroc, listen. I know you like those people at the front gate, but these don't seem like the most competent guards in the world. I don't think any of them have really seen battle. I don't think any of them have been next to a door and had it kicked open. So I'm knocking nicely. If I don't hear a response, I'm going to open the door. It's very simple and people.
I've already pushed it. I've already pushed it open.
as the knocking and the arguing and the slamming of the door opening as Duroc steps beyond and pulls the door rather violently open. The only sound you hear of anything that sounds living is coming from the courtyard, and it's almost like a screeching sound.
I bring out my shield, but I don't bring out a weapon yet.
Alex, see, look what you did.
Something's
Alex
chained to a
firmly
post.
steps inside and looks around to see what's going on.
Something humanoid's tied to a
You
post.
see something that roughly looks humanoid but has one bird wing and one bat wing that is chained to a post in the south end of the courtyard. And it is flapping violently, trying to fly away, but the chain is holding it down.
So Alex is going to make the assumption and say to the group, now, see that? We might not agree with why it is being tied up, but since we're guests here, we're not going to fuck with it. And we're going to go...
I'm going to attempt sucker punching Alex in the back of the head.
As he does, or as that
He's in
happens,
the right,
I'm walking towards it, keeping a safe distance.
Yeah, go over and say hello, that's fine. You want to roll that sucker punch?
The DM allows it.
And also, as you swung open the gates, there was a swirl of like fog or mist, kind of like the Barovian fog, but it didn't burn you or anything. But it came pouring out of the gate, kind of as if it was trapped in there and was trying to escape the courtyard. But it just seems to blow past you and out into the garden and the hill area. There is also a large well of the typical kind with a winch above and a rope going down in and a crank on the side and a bucket. There's a well sitting right smack in the middle of the courtyard. Also, hear a ruckus start up from the long building that sounds like a great many voices. There's screams, there's cackles, there's laughter, you actually hear some singing, you hear all kinds of just crazy sounds suddenly start up with a racket, and sounds like metal being banged on bars in some degree.
Yeah, that ain't
Anyone
fun.
getting Victorian madhouse themes, like the really badly run asylums?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm feeling right now.
This is not good. Alex, you are going to stop with the whole polite act for a half a second. We'll be polite, but we want answers. This is not in any realm of normal, even for Barovia standards. And I don't even know what Barovia standards are. So let's
Rock
quit.
is close enough to
No.
the thing that's trying desperately to escape the post and the chains and squawking to notice that she doesn't have a normal human face. The top of her head looks somewhat human, but the entire bottom half looks like some kind of insectoid mandibles.
I have an idea. But first, before I go with that idea, I'm gonna go and Chris Pratt this. Gonna go like sticking out arms like he's trying to train those velociraptors.
To fight the
And I'm gonna be
terrorists,
like,
though.
"Hold."
Gotta use the raptors to fight terrorism. We've
I'm
got
gonna-
it.
I'm
We'll never see it
gonna
coming.
tell the creature, hold, I am not here to harm you. Can you understand, dear Rock?
It looks roughly like a female, but she is just screeching. She doesn't appear to be really coherent. She's just screeching and trying to get loose.
Alright, then after a minute or so of trying to get through to her, I'm going to start casting the ritual Speak with Animals.
Hmm.
I'm
She
actually
might be
okay.
afraid that much.
Shit. All right, I got an idea. While Durak is doing that, I am going to cast message because they can respond back to it,
Yeah.
and say, "It calm down. It's okay. We're here to check on things. Can you tell me who you are?"
There is a brief moment of just confused thoughts and sendings of what almost seem like words, but they're incoherent. They don't make any sense. And slowly, the only thing you hear that seems sensible out of it is you hear Marzina Bellevue.
Marzina?
Did you also say Bellevue as well?
The relative of the others.
Ooh.
Hmm. What did she say?
You also notice now that one of her legs looks like it's maybe a goat or sheep hoof. The leg is shaped backwards like a sheep and has a cloven hoof.
I'm gonna carefully go over and try and touch it. Just kind of put a soothing, gentle, reassuring hand on what could seem to be shoulders. And
I can't respond to this. I'm trying to do my ritual.
yeah, you're doing the
cast.
ritual.
Damn it. You're making a bad decision, I think.
Probably, but that's why we have the rest of the team. She said Marvina Bellevue?
Marzina Bellevue.
Marzina.
Yep,
Well-
same last name as the other two guards, because they did mention Bellevue as well.
Yeah.
Alex is
But-
rolling his eyes at this. This is
Alexander,
such a
stay close.
cart before horse scenario.
Hmm. It's quite right. I mean,
Monarch, you know about these things. This is like they're just wandering the aisles of the library looking for answers when the card catalog is there. Like, they just walk up and find where they need to find the information. Find some information. Get a lead. Get a clue. Then do all this investigation nonsense. But no, they'd much rather just walk up to Batbird people and try and figure out if they're sane still.
I don't.
Again,
Is
if you look
Sylvia
around, it will be a bit.
up close to the. Are you up close to the creature that's?
Yeah, I went to try and touch the shoulders
Well,
of
it's-
Connor
the
down.
well where you are.
Oh, sorry.
She's
Where's the
down
person? Oh, the
south
person's down there.
Over
My
by
bad.
me.
I missaw where that thing was. Thank you. Let me back
Um,
that up so you can get the icon better.
The craziness, if you lay a hand on her, you hear her thoughts again, and she is just screaming in her head, "They're going to get me, they're going to get me," and she claws out at you very suddenly, like she's trying to fend you off. She's not seeming to attack you, but she's kind of like trying to push you away and so forth. Luckily, her attempts are so clumsy that she doesn't actually do any damage to you, but you notice there are like pterodactyl claws on these wings, and she probably could have done some damage if she'd actually contacted you.
Oh, it's a good thing I wore the brown pants today.
Alex, Monarch rather will probably gesture to you all at this point and say, like, together, please. I need a moment. I need a moment.
You're asking them to
I'm
gather
casting my
around.
ritual.
Yeah. I understand.
He's trying to communicate, Monarch. But you might want to give this a second.
Yeah, it takes a bit for my ritual to cast. I don't know.
We'll let
how
him. We'll
long.
let him finish, and then we'll quickly reconvene because he just wants to state some things before we continue.
Yep.
In the meantime, let's put our heads together for a second. Alex, look, I know you're trying to be the pinnacle of moral and ethical standards here, and I appreciate that. Trust me, I do. However, none of this is ethical and practical and makes any freaking sense.
A moment, please.
Okay.
We will confront the abbot. We will speak to him, and as before, we will make a judgment call what needs to be done.
Keeping these
Alec,
people in
maybe
This
it's
is
not
not
even
ordinary
that
circumstances. I can understand why you're angry. I can understand why you're confused.
I'm actually
But
not
I
angry.
told you before.
I'm not angry. I'm worded out. There's a
Yeah.
huge difference.
Alex kind of like rubs his temples. I've seen battlefield hospitals. This
Go back
just
over this
reeks to me of they have zero resources to support people that they really are not capable of helping. This is something bad happened, and they're just dealing with it with what they have. Or possibly they caused something bad to happen. However, we won't know this until we get a feel for the actual people working here.
Precisely.
And I'm not saying I'm not going to give him a fair chance to listen. I'm not. It's not like I'm going to just take the sword at my hip, put it to his neck, and tell him to give me the answers, or else. That's not what's going to happen.
I raise a single eyebrow.
No,
that.
that's our commander.
I mean,
I raise an eyebrow out of that.
You're explaining Dirok right there.
Yeah. Sylvia's like, the problem is this one behind me. If he gets mad, without anyone being able to calm him down and point out, hey, let's get some answers before we start lobbing off heads, he's going to take the head off this guy. Monarch, I know you haven't seen it. Alex, I know you have seen it. So instead of screaming for moral and ethical standards, let's try to get some information here while we can before we go face whatever we're going in against. I'm not trying to start a fight here, but I am also trying to make sure that our loose cannon does not.
Am I able to say anything while I'm trying to ritual cast this or no?
I doubt it.
No, it's
probably
James'
not.
discretion.
Concentration is needed for a ritual.
Okay.
Yeah. As we huddle together,
I kind of wanted
Monarch
to say
trying
something.
Monarch trying to be the lawful neutral guy he is. We'll say good points both Baladon fronts. So here's the concession: you talk to the creature person. This you talk to Marzina. You will realize a little shaken by it. It's not exactly an ordinary condition. This is like an extreme compared to the other two. This is basically insane, from what you can tell from seeing it. And he's a little shaken, and he will say, like, you will speak to Marzina, see what you can get. Then we will gather up together. You will give direct specific instructions if we need be to stay back unless we give the signal. We will go in and we will discuss what's going on. And if worst comes to worst, we'll deal with it.
Okay, here's the thing, Monarch. This is something you have to learn about, especially with him. He's very protective of kids. We've got an entire town where an entire population of kids has supposedly died. We don't know what names are on those gravestones right now. We've got 3 people with the same last name, with whatever disfigurement is going on, whatever ailment is going on in this location. 2 of them are guards. 1 of them is chained up in the pen. If this is a kid, and this is something that was done to them, he's going to be looking for heads.
Well, in that case, no one's going to stop him, are they? We need to decide if this is what has happened. We need to find out. I understand the worry, but if needs be, then do we perhaps leave you 2 here to discuss it while we go further? Secure the abbot.
I don't like splitting the party, especially with whatever the fuck those things are up on the wall.
Well, to be frank, at the moment, no one's happy with whatever decision we make, so I'm trying to find ground that we can make consensus on.
I agree. I don't know, Victor, you're kind of a deciding party in this whole thing, too. I mean, do you want to stay out here with me and try and convince Duroc not to go charging off with a battle axe, or do you want to go with them inside the, that?
It probably would be best if I stay with you and Duroc.
And while you are debating this, let me give you a little bit more information about the courtyard. We really didn't have time to do it. Underneath this parapet, underneath this walkway, there are what look like doors. A lot of them are onto small little shed-like affairs that look like they might have been chicken coops at one time. They're a very small little arrangement. But all of the doors around the edge have a chain and padlock on them. And there is also some of the screeching that you heard from inside is coming from these doorways, these little like chicken coops as well. Just a minute, Roll20's taking forever to take these things out. You also notice some empty horse troughs that are against the diagonal portion of the wall there on the south.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try to keep the barbarian from going murder happy on something. You guys see what you can spot, and please don't look at this with rose-tinted glasses.
Frankly, at this moment, I don't know which outcome I'd prefer. Whichever I look, there is misery here.
Monarch would look good with rose-tinted glasses.
No, he didn't actually look fabulous with rose-tinted glasses, but I'm talking about
We'll remember that later.
Monarch will remember that.
Yeah, that's out of character. But that's out of character, sorry. Carry on.
And you, trained by a POTUS, following Vladistok here, neither one of those 2 would actually just sit back and let this be idle. So don't try the whole polite factor with this.
Yeah.
Sylvia, if it wasn't for me, they would have probably burned this entire town to the ground. They would have drawn a circle around it and intentionally set fires until literally every building here was burnt to a crisp. I have tried to be their morals for a very long time, as long as I've worked with them.
See, it's not
but
the
I
town
get
that I'm
it.
worried about.
This is really sketchy. I completely agree with you here. I don't know. I observe guest right.
Look,
like...
Okay.
You should give Alexander more credit. He's a man of morals and knows what he's doing.
I am giving him credit. I am also giving him credit enough to know that from the time I've met him with all this stuff that's been going on, that sometimes you don't always make the right moral choices in the long run.
Really don't sometimes. I'll acknowledge that. That's totally fair.
And this is coming from the one who consistently makes bad choices.
I'll say this, I'm not going to go in there and cut off anyone's head. But
no, I know you won't.
I'm going to go have a nice conversation. No, we'll have a nice conversation. Maybe,
see if you can get him to come out
drink some wine, I'll schmooze. Is that the phrase?
Alex,
and
here's a good idea. We don't know what's causing any of this. Eat no food, drink no wine.
Precisely.
Alex pats his pack. I wasn't expecting to drink any of his wine. I've got the good shit on me, and I've been waiting for an opportunity to use it.
As far as I remember, with a lot of stuff, people in positions of power, regardless of who they are, will always try to offer the hero or some other person a drink. Here, enjoy my feast, enjoy my bounty. Oh no, now you're growing donkey ears and a tail. Look at that, your nose is growing longer than it can bear. Goodbye, Pinocchio, you're off to Donkey Island. Seriously, though.
I've literally never
Seriously.
heard that story. I actually... Transformations, yeah, fancy food. I'm gonna head inside. I take your word that as they are.
Yeah, just exercise that caution a little harder.
Of course. We will go to what appears to be a reasonable door together. I know splitting the party is not ideal, but let's be honest, we have a lot of clashing opinions and very sort of like very strong moral standings, a lot of characters here. As much as people say don't split the party, this is just being sensible.
Yeah.
No, it is.
I just want to voice that out there.
Yeah, no.
You
People
and
just like
Alex
to scream, don't split the party, but it's actually viable. Just don't do it in a combat scenario.
honestly, out of
avoid
all,
it.
if we had to split the party, I would rather it be you and Alex, two fighters able to hold themselves, but also be able to talk with the abbot. Because as good as Sylvia's talking with people, she's very squishy. So if this abbot turns out to be very strong, it's better that we have, a meat shield in Alex.
The story do you want to handle first? Got a split story.
I was gonna be split at 50-50, like 2 minutes with us, 2 minutes with them.
So which one do you want to start with?
Well,
I'm kind of curious.
I've done
Okay.
that, yeah.
So OOC, I'm kind of curious what is going to get said inside. What's going on inside the church? I kind of want to know what's going on in there.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we go, Mark will probably say like a bit rudimentary, but if we scream friend or foe, you'll know what's going on.
Like I said, if you can coax him back out here, we'll stand a better chance.
Oh, I'm expecting a tour of the facilities at the very least.
Yeah.
This is an unusual circumstance.
Unusual doesn't say. Doesn't
And as I said,
any of it.
I'm not even sure which outcome I'd prefer. If he's a villain or a saint, either is a miserable outcome.
I'm hoping for a situation like the Voctor daughter, but let's just be on guard. Especially since our cleric has seemed to wandered back down. Possibly.
Alex and Monarch.
We could assume he's. We could have say he's checking the grave names for Bellevue. Maybe.
Yeah, there you go. He's over there. He's doing a priest thing.
So yeah, we'll adjust our attire and be like, okay. Thank you, Alexander. You conducted yourself well there. I understand that the party can be strong-willed. We all have trying our best in very difficult circumstances.
I have to give you credit. Usually no one listens to me.
I can see it. You act the more carefree.
Approach the door into the church. Monarch and Alexander, give me a perception roll, please.
You may act carefree and be free with your drink, but I see a man who has sinned perhaps a little too much.
Yeah.
I've been a doctor long enough to know that look.
And a middling roll.
Both of you are startled as you walk up the door to hear the sound of a stringed instrument being obviously played by a master. It is absolutely beautiful stringed music coming from inside the building.
Either calming the creatures or perhaps fiddling while the Rome burns.
I love that metaphor.
Oh well, it wouldn't be Rome. What would be the equivalent of Rome in this setting? While the town burned, the city burned, I suppose.
Well, I don't know. There's got to be some massive capital.
While Barovia burns around them.
Barovia. Yeah, or fiddling while Barovia burns, and I will just push the doors.
Right. So.
If you hear Dragon Ball fighting sounds, we're engaged.
Overking.
You open the door into a single large room that has a long dining table at the end of it. There's various symbols around the room that look like they're decorations of a religious sort. And there are two people at the table, a man and a woman, but the music does not appear to be coming from either of them.
I will continue heading in. I'm not. Well, thing is, immediately my reaction is just, well, these guys look like a pair of Dark Soul bosses. They're charming. But out of character, of course, I will. In character, I will simply walk forward alongside Alexander, very much aware of the soldier formation of guy with pike nearby. You've got the. He's got the. Oh god, wait. Worst case scenario, Lynn, throw him the lightsaber. Just stun. Have that on standby, I'd say.
Yeah, don't worry. She's got the bag tucked under her arm for a couple of tricks.
We might be needing that soon, but anyway, we'll see. But me and Alexander will march in, I suppose, unless Alex has something he wants to put in.
Alex waves, hail!
So I can show you what images we've got here of them. Let's see where I've got their pictures. I'm not sure where I've got them. All I've got is tokens on the game. I want to show you these actual people because they have some very different looks between the two of them.
Curiosity question. I know Duroc is in deep concentration for the spell, but if I said something to him, kind of like a suggestion, like her name is blah blah blah, would that register to him, or is he just like too far gone?
I mean, I figured I'd be able to hear stuff. I just can't react to it.
It's kind of a primal meditation. It kind of makes sense. Like you're kind of getting in touch with your inner animal, basically. You're bringing yourself down to that level. So it makes sense you could listen, I guess. But again, DM's discretion.
Yeah, that's why I was asking real quick on. For, that way, when it comes to our turn, I know how to handle what to do next.
Oh man!
Slow load on Roll20.
You know what?
It's all good.
You know, Alex. You know, I hope I'm gonna go up there, and it turns out they're both really nice. You know what? I hope that this is all wrong. Hope they're great, charming people.
Secretly, they're Victor's parents.
There we go. The man is absolutely beautiful. He has golden hair, bronze, almost abnormal looking skin. It's not quite human colored. He has beautiful white wings that stretch out to either side. And he looks up as the door opens with a beatific smile at you. He just has this radiant glow, and he smiles with a joy like he's welcoming you to his home. He seems quite happy to see you. The woman, on the other hand, does not seem to be responding at all. She is just kind of sitting at the table looking at her hands. She doesn't appear to be a terribly unattractive woman, although there seems to be just a little something odd about her, but she doesn't look to be terribly abnormal from where you're standing.
Oh. I'm like juggling everything from my end now again. Like baby just basically ended up in my lap, and hoping she stays quiet.
Oh, she'll probably love the game. You know, just show her all the pretty colors, and she'll think it's great.
Maybe she's been in a bad mood today. Anyway, so Alex is going to approach them.
Yeah, let's just go up together. Come on, like, hail, Abbott.
Hail, how's it going?
Hail, Abbott.
The man stands and spreads his arms wide in a welcoming gesture. Welcome, welcome to the home of Lathander, the Morning Lord. Greetings unto you. Have you come on a pilgrimage?
Oh, sorts.
I immediately, as someone who was in an abbey of Lathander, can I make rolls to see if he correlates with any? Either he's the real deal, or he's actually perversion of it. I'm feeling he's going to be one or the other.
In this particular
so can I make a religion
case,
check?
Yes, religion check is appropriate in this case. because he is an abbot.
24s are strong tonight.
You have never met one, but you have seen pictures in books of celestial beings, and he looks like a celestial.
I don't even know what I'm honestly shocked. I'm like, who's it? Reading. I will actually, you know what? No, my character will look shocked at him, and that's gonna be what I'm doing. I am literally just mouth slightly agape, wide-eyed, wide. This isn't right. A celestial shouldn't be sitting there.
Both of you give
Alex
a
is,
perception roll regarding the woman.
Again, each of us?
Both of you.
Jesus.
Are you
I
dominating
can roll
tonight?
As you approach the table,
God
she
damn.
continues not to respond to you at all. She turns her head as the abbot speaks and looks at him, but as she turns her head, you notice stitches running down the side of her neck.
Oh god.
Now, stitches, I assume these aren't like an old scar stitches, correct?
No, it's more like
Yeah,
sewing
I'm
I'm
stitches.
just gonna make the implication.
Actually, the general appearance of her is quite lovely. She's a beautiful young woman. She has rather dark auburn hair. It's bound up so that it's not falling down loose around her shoulders. It's neatly braided and bound up in a very beautiful sort of hairstyle. She looks entirely elegant, and although she doesn't look exactly like it, with those rolls, she strikes you as having a kind of similarity in her height and her facial kind of look and the color of her hair. It looks a lot like Irina. It doesn't look exactly like Irina. It's not Irina, but she has a very similar look to Irina.
As a
Good
close
thing I'm
sister.
not there.
Make me a bride, eh?
It's a good thing I'm not there because I'm also very protective of Arena.
I will.
Maybe just randomly decided to scream. 1 second.
I'll probably go up. I'll probably attempt an approach. I have to. Out of character speaking, this may seem a bit weird. This thing looks like a celestial. I have to be sure. I have to be sure what's gone wrong here. My character will like greetings. Like greetings. I am brother Rumbelow from the Abbey of Headsworth on Heath. I've come to see the abbot in all his glory. It seems the rumors are true. You have ascended. I'll swallow hard.
To bring peace and joy into this sad, torn land. And as he stands up and has opened his arms, you see a golden symbol of the sun hanging from a chain around his neck. You also notice on the wall to your left there, right at the end of the table, that there is a large symbol of a golden sun hanging on the wall as well.
This is out of character. If this is a holy symbol, he shouldn't need to be a rat. Like, shouldn't this hurt him? Like, if he's corrupted, I'm very confused.
Maybe it's just a fake holy symbol, or maybe like he's just confused.
How do we even check? That's the thing. Like, how do you want to handle this? Do we just meet him, greet him? Like,
I was just going to meet him and greet him and ask him about. So, I see you run quite an abbey here.
Let's go for it then, I guess.
If you don't mind me asking, what's the story behind the people up front? They have a unique. Actually, I'll do this in character because this is entirely what he would do.
Yeah.
So Alex, I suppose walks forward and offers his hand. Greetings, abbot.
I'm going with you, 100%. Let's do this.
But
Greetings.
reaches out in like a beatific way, just taking your hand as if he's just
Before he does
blessing
that, as he's doing that, can I wrap my symbol around his, like, because I'm short enough, before he even reaches and walking over, I want to wrap my own personal symbol around his, like, wrist. I want to wrap the actual symbol I have of Lathander around his wrist before he goes to shake.
I'll tell you what you could
Let's roll sleight of
probably do
hand.
very easily.
Yeah.
You could reach out to take his hand and just lay it in his palm without any problem whatsoever. You
Precisely.
can do that would be very
Oh.
easy.
So I was-
Wrapping it might be a little
So
more
literally just all of a
strange,
sudden,
Okay, so Alex is going to take this cube quite quickly. You quickly wrap it around his wrist suddenly. Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't realize I dropped it. And then,
of course,
hail,
brother.
good, yeah, hail, good brother.
Abbott, if that's what he is, looks down at his palm and sees the
Yeah.
symbol of Lathander in it, and his face just radiates joy. Lord, people of the morning, Lord, I cannot express, this must be an omen that my works will finally bring peace. Oh, welcome to our abbey. I am so grateful to have you join us.
I'm glad to see you.
You spoke earlier of coming down here. Sorry, I mistook you for the abbot. Where is he?
I am the abbot, dear sir. I am the abbot.
Sorry, I
He
misinterpreted your
reaches
words.
to the side. He reaches to the side to the woman who's still seated, and he takes her by the elbow and gently lifts her, and she rises as he does so. And he takes her hand and kind of holds it out to you, presenting her, and says, "And this is Vasilka. Ah, she is to be a bride soon, if we are able to find an appropriate wedding dress for her."
Oh, who's the lucky man? Must be a day of cherishing. Great cherishing. Biting my lip to the point of slight bits of blood.
Why, naturally, one as beautiful as this can be meant for none other but the Count himself.
Oh, how judicious a day. Shall be a glorious day. To ask
I
out
can
of it.
see how she would work for him.
Oh, without a doubt. I must ask, what about your work with the children? Is by chance that what I see outside?
You mean the deformed ones? No, they're not children. They're entirely grown. Well, save for a few children in the hospital.
I didn't mean to ask about that, although this might be rude to bring up. I've never seen such afflictions in all of my travels, and I've seen quite a few afflictions.
We are medical man, you see. He's been studying under me. I am a doctor at the Abbey.
I know, yes, under him. I've heard all the jokes.
Yeah.
Why, yes.
God, like, this uneasy, fake, like, tension is fantastic. Like, we both know this is a
This
play.
is so wrong.
A sick play. Ugh.
All I can say is the bard was right.
We had to be sure. We had to be sure.
Like man, his face saddens, and he says, "Ah, yes, the Bellevue family. It is an affliction that has come to the entire group, you see. It appears to be hereditary, sadly enough. I have been attempting to provide them what solace I can, but they are mad, quite mad. The affliction has driven them completely insane, and there may be no help for them, no matter how hard I try."
So perhaps they came from the asylum before it was closed down before its time.
Some of them were actually workers at the asylum, but that was well back when that was going on, when it was open to others. Since I've been caring for the Bellevues, I've closed it to others because of the danger, you see. So I am attempting to solve their problems, but the Bellevues, the original Bellevues, that is, they were actually caretakers here back in the days when all the monks and nuns were here, but They came under a great affliction and passed it down to all their offspring.
Ah,
Goodness. Curse, perhaps, or maybe just simply biology. Though I don't notice. Alex is very skeptical this could possibly be biology.
I will then make a medical check. I've seen him up close. We've even seen him touch things. Can I make a check? Is he just a man? Is he just flesh and blood? Can I make a medicine check or something? Can I sense his life energy? Would it
Make
with
a
my
medicine
specific
check.
trade?
Make a medicine check, see if he seems to be breathing.
Mark.
He appears to be pretty much what you're seeing. He is moving things, he's touching things, he has contact with the world, he doesn't appear to be an illusion, but he is absolutely the most beautiful creature you have ever seen, and his body certainly appears very humanoid, although just completely beautiful. His chest is muscular, he's just, everything about him is perfect with a capital P.
Did you have any reaction when I bit my lip and drew blood? I did specifically say I drew blood.
No,
on my lip.
He didn't seem to react to that entirely.
What on earth is he?
Any
idea?
She just keeps looking at
Alexander.
Alexander with the briefest shrug. Huh? So, if you wouldn't mind me asking, I've met the two you afflicted you mentioned up front guarding the towers. Do you give the people here who are still capable are they typically given jobs around the abbey, kept busy?
Of course, you even hear the music coming from one of them upstairs.
Yes, that was my next question. Was that one of them playing? I've never heard this tune before, but it's genuinely beautiful.
It's a rather like classical music. It's very elaborate, and it would be played only by someone who's very, very adept in the musical instrument. Yes, that is Cloven.
Alex has never heard music that you wouldn't give to a soldier.
Out of character, then. That will take someone who has at least a partially intact intellect, because music is a very high. Is it a higher functioning thing? What would you say?
It typically is supposed to be, but it doesn't. You could theoretically just cut out every part of the brain but music.
So is it worth us having a visit to see if anyone's still partially coherent?
There are savants that otherwise can't function and have to be cared for, but are amazing musicians.
Yeah, exactly. So worth trying to visit, maybe? Out of character? Do you think it's worth us going upstairs and having a quick...
Of course, yeah. I was going to say, can we get a tour of the town? Can we meet the beautiful musician? Etc.
Yes. Go ahead with that then. You came up with the idea, so you go ahead.
Alex is going to speak directly to him. Yes, sir. If you would not mind, I would love to meet who is making this music. And perhaps, if you have the time afterward, I have some companions waiting outside. We would like to see what you've managed to do at the hospital here. I know it's a time of strained resources. I do not expect it to be a world-class order.
Perhaps we could even offer to help.
The abbot nods genteelly, and he says, "But of course, I shall have Cloven come down. 1 second." And he calls up the stairs towards the belfry and calls, "Cloven, please cease your music and come down to meet our visitors." And
wait a second.
The music stops.
Oh, God.
Crazy question. Did he say the name was Cloven? What was the name of the Burgermeister's last son?
Wasn't this? I can
No.
go
Okay.
back and look.
I'm terrible.
I've been
terrible with
desperately
name
searching
memory.
for that.
None of these
I've been trying to find them as well.
None of these names match anything that the Burgermeister said. I could go back to the other sheet, but I'd have to open up another sheet to find what the names were. But they were
No worries.
Russian-sounding names. They did not sound this English sort of sound. And the music stops. It sounded like it was maybe a cello or something. The music stops, and you hear footsteps coming down the stairs.
All right, I'm waiting.
And a man comes into view carrying a cello and a bow. And he is clearly one of the afflicted.
Clearly.
And I gotta find his...
Hail, Cloven, was it? You have impeccable abilities with the cello.
He bows very gentlemanly in fashion. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I gotta find you. Oh, there he came. Then the second head speaks. Yes, we've been practicing a very long time. It acts a little bit like he's been drinking some wine. He looks just a little bit tipsy, and the smaller second head actually looks like it's more drunk than the first one, and looks like its lids are drooping down like it's just about to go to sleep.
Yes. I don't know what to do with this information.
Because my immediate issue out of character, of course, is thinking if we have indeed found something that's been corrupted, it's working with the Count. If we do defeat them, what are you going to do with all the people here? These maddened animal people. You wanted moral choices before? Here's a real big one for you.
Well, I'm out paladin. I kill the orc baby. To use the most classic Paladin Falls story.
Yeah. Like this is something.
This is actually a real one. Anyway. Yes. We have I have one of my friends outside. She is a musician herself. I have absolutely no doubt you would be able to offer her some tips. I gotta be honest, she's got some creativity. Might need some help with the talent.
Which you reminded me, dear fellow. Abbott, would you mind coming with us to meet our compatriots? We've not introduced you. We came here with a small retinue, and people to carry the bags and guards for the more dangerous of roads. Would you mind coming and blessing with me your presence? And perhaps you could show us around the more...
I would be overjoyed to do that. And he reaches over to the woman and says, "Come, my dear, let us go meet our guests." And she just puts her hand in his and follows along after him as they come around the table.
All I'm thinking of in my head for some reason is nodding towards Alex, and I just do that, and the glow starts and my fingers point at the back. And it's like a single tear. Just full on spy stuff. Just no Russian, Alexander. No Russian. And I guess we'll go out and walk out, which would be a good time, I assume, to swap over to see what they've been doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's me and Alexander contemplate what we might have to do.
And,
also, high five, Alexander. We finally got a good talking scene with us in.
Yay!
And dear
Everything's about to go to shit. Oh.
Oh
Yes.
Yes.
Your ritual would easily have been done by now.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna try and talk to the creature. I don't know her name yet, actually. Are you alright? Can you understand me now?
I hear you. They're all coming to get me. They're all coming to get me. They're going to get me one of these days.
Who is coming to get you?
They are.
Who are you?
The people in the woods, the people on the hills, the people in the town. They're all trying to get me. They are. Are you trying to get me? Everybody's trying to get me.
No. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help the two guards out in front. The ones that look sort of like you.
Let me fly away. Let me fly away. I want to go. Let me go.
Oh God. Sorry. Just hearing that, I'm just like, oh.
To those who are not inside her head and her thoughts and talking to her in tongues, in effect, she just sounds like she's going, ah, ah,
What is your name?
It again. It's
I think it was Marzina.
Marzina Bellevue, yes.
I have a little moment of clarity. Do you have a brother and sister named Otto and Siegfried?
Otto, Siegfried, they locked me up here. Hey, all my other brothers and sisters. They're all crazy, you know. I gotta go. They're all trying to get me.
Your Otto and Siegfried locked you here?
Ones who put the lock on this. Let me go. Unlock it back.
And you hear a voice from behind you approaching that says, I would be cautious of that creature if I were you. She is very dangerous if released.
I'm ignoring the voice and I'm actually going a little closer since I'm able to talk with her.
I'm gonna take one look at what comes out. I'm gonna look at Victor and I'm gonna give him like the widest eyes, like, homeboy, you might be fucked.
Give me my friend.
Do you see who took you? Now that I heard the voice, I'm wondering if the voice is.
Took me where? Took me where? Let me go.
They locked you. Do you see who locked you here?
Siegfried, they locked me here.
Who did?
Otto.
Who is?
Her siblings that we met earlier.
Well, we don't know what she's saying. That's between her and Dura.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
Speak with
with
Animals.
Animals.
Why did they lock you here?
They said I was a troublemaker. They won't let me fly. They wanted me to stay here. They didn't let me go. I wanted to go.
Do you not think you would be safer here, where they will not hunt you, where they will not harm you?
Stay away from them if they come here. I'm trapped, don't you know? I've got to get away before they come in and get me. They're all coming to get me. I know they're coming to get me.
Do I turn around, do I see that abbot that they were talking to with?
Yes, you can see this very beautiful,
Well.
glowing, almost glowing individual. He's not actually glowing, it's just that his skin looks positively radiant, and this from this distance, a beautiful woman beside him.
Allow us to introduce the abbot and the what was her name again? I wrote it down. Vasilka? Vasilka. And Vasilka, betrothed to the Count of Barovia. And I'll swallow hard.
But smiles at this, and he waves his hand to her and kind of cups her face in his hand and goes, "Isn't she radiant? She will make the most beautiful bride, but the wedding cannot happen until we can find a gown for her."
Oh, you know what? You're just in luck. I'm so good at making dresses. I think she and I should have a long conversation. What do you think?
She's broken. Lynn's broken. She's gone mad. I
just make a disgusted sound, and I turn back to the creature, Martina, and I ask her, "How did you become this way?
Become what? Yes, this is the way
Did you not? Did you always look like this, or did you look like a human before?"
I am human. Why are you saying that? This is the way I am. I want to fly.
You are not human. I could not speak to you in their native tongue. I am speaking to you as if I'm speaking to an animal right now.
No, I don't know. Let me go.
Humans cannot fly. You can. How did you become this way?
I was blessed. Let me go.
How were you blessed?
Our wish.
What did you wish for?
Fly, I wish to fly.
Who did you wish to fly from? Or who did you ask for this wish? Is what I'm asking. Sorry.
Very big deal.
Who did you ask for this wish?
Long ago, when he came, he granted us all our wishes. We wanted to be this way.
Who? I turn around. I grab my axe.
No, Durak, put it down. Just for 1 second, put it down, please. Trust me.
I am holding on to my axe. What did you do to them?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, here we go.
Well, we knew this was going to happen. Let's not be that shocked. Like, this guy's insane.
So,
Like, doesn't he
Well,
have
we will leave it until.
Yeah, cliffhanger!
Let's be honest. Me and Alexander are aware we're walking him to a chopping block.
So,
Like,
yeah.
he's either mad or he truly believes he is a sated Lythander, yet he has proven time and time again his power is waning. He's losing favor of his god.
That is a really meaningful way to say that. I didn't even think of that angle. Damn.
I do have an IC question real quick. With my discussion with Marzina, do I get any kind of like insight as to possibly if I recognize that maybe she has the mentality of a child, or if she maybe she's just a broken person?
Her mentality is not there. She's not very intelligent. You don't feel like her brain was necessarily damaged at any point. It just she doesn't seem to be.
I guess
with a lot.
I should probably do an insight roll on this.
Yeah.
I should probably do an insight roll here.
Yeah,
so let's do that.
Isn't the issue the fact aren't these the descendants of the Abbey people though?
hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Communication that you're having with her, on your insight roll, it just she looks like she's not a very developed mental person. But you don't get the feeling that she's been particularly stunted. You just get the feeling that she is not real heavy in the smarts department.
Mm-hmm. Which would probably make sense with like maybe common villagers and whatnot.
You might also, and I will leave the group before we say goodnight with this, you're beginning to get some hints. One of the things she said, all my brothers and sisters. And the abbot...
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Original pair of Bellevues.
Yeah, I was thinking about saying that. He who was looking after the brothers and sisters of the Abbey.
Well, I hear brothers and sisters. I'm thinking it's exactly inside the fun house.
Yeah.
As I'll call it.
How stanky.
You basically have gotten some pieces of information that might give you a clue to what has gone on partially with what the abbot said and with what she's saying. You might OOCly get a little insight into what's actually happening with the Bellevues. But it's an interesting group that you've stumbled into. And with that, we're all going to wave goodnight to the followers who are watching on video or whatever. Hopefully we had a good recording tonight and we're not going to have all the problems we've had the last few weeks. So we'll see you on YouTube and we'll see you next week as they try to unravel this mystery. Good night, all.
Good night.
Bye.
Later, folks.
Oh man.
So a bit of OOC thing. I should probably wait till I'm good.
I know we're all like hyped. We're all